Good morning, folks. Happy Thanksgiving. I wanted to wait to release this one because I can release it on Thanksgiving. There's a lot going on right now, and there are people calling for no Thanksgiving celebrations for one reason or another. There are people spreading misinformation about Thanksgiving. The 1619 Project, which I will admit I have only briefly looked at, but 1620 is the beginning of the colonies in the United States. The 1619 Project is run by people who are advocating basically the complete abolition of the U.S. and the adoption of socialism. And that's not a good thing. But Thanksgiving is a very important day in the history of the United States. In 1620, when the original settlers arrived at Plymouth Rock, we suffered through a very harsh winter. The soil, the surrounding area, everything seemed stacked against those who had come to the U.S. for a new life. It was not wealthy white men who didn't want to pay taxes. There are taxes in the United States. There were taxes in the early days of the United States. The idea was no taxation without representation. But that doesn't fit the narrative going around today. Thanksgiving is not racist. It is not xenophobic. It is not in any way any of those things. It is the celebration of cooperation between two peoples. The local native tribes in the area of Plymouth could have ignored the settlers, let the winter drive us off back to England or to the next life. They could have let that harsh winter sour people on coming to the Americas. But they didn't. They chose to act out of human kindness, aid those first settlers with building their shelters, growing crops, storing crops, surviving the winter by providing some food. And it was after that harsh winter, very likely not in November of 1621, very likely in the spring of 1621, but the first Thanksgiving feasts were held to thank those Native Americans for helping us survive our first winter in the Americas. By the next year, we had already grown a season's worth of crops. We had wheat, we had flour, we had barley, we had everything that we could. We had it stored, we had shelters, we had the right clothing, we had everything that we could possibly think of. And the winters, while harsh, look at Valley Forge, one of the harshest winters that people have suffered during a time of war. And we suffered it, and we won the war. But it was that first winter and that feeling of gratitude toward those who aided us that prompted the celebration and the giving of thanks. It wouldn't be for 243 years that Abraham Lincoln would proclaim the final Thursday in November as Thanksgiving as a national holiday. And in fact, it wouldn't be for several more years until 1870 and during Reconstruction that it would actually first be celebrated as a national holiday. In 1863, Lincoln declared it a national holiday in giving thanks for the military successes of the Union during the Civil War. The Civil War raged for another 2 years, and then tensions were high for years after that. It wasn't until 7 years after that proclamation that Thanksgiving was officially celebrated. And in fact, it had taken 40 years of letter writing to convince Abraham Lincoln. It was from Sarah Josepha Hale. Sarah Josepha Hale had written letters to Abraham Lincoln for decades advocating a national holiday. And it's that we still celebrate today. Now, I'm not going to tell you how to celebrate Thanksgiving. I'll tell you how my family does and has for years and probably will for years to come. There are years where we gather all together at one home with aunts and uncles and cousins and siblings and parents, and we all enjoy a wonderful meal together. And there are years that we don't. There are years where we gather individually as families. And that is just down to whether it is feasible and practical for everyone to travel. Right now, putting aside my personal feelings on what I see as the issue with the virus, putting aside my own feelings on that, there's a lot of stress, there's a lot of tension, there's a lot of things that have not been possible during this time. My parents and I and my nephew will be eating a good lunch tomorrow, giving thanks for all of the freedom and liberty we have, giving thanks for all those who have gone before us to provide that liberty. My ancestors on my mother's side during the Revolutionary War, the War of 1812, fighting for the Union in the Civil War, fighting in World War I. My grandfather and great-uncles in World War II, a great-uncle that stayed in through Korea, I believe. My own father and second cousins during the Vietnam era, and cousins and friends too numerous to count since, some of them still serving today. They are the defense against tyranny. And they were and will be for years to come. I don't know how that defense will look. But it is important to remember where we came from, how we came through what we arrived at, and where we are now. This is a day to give thanks for everything that you have. It has been many years since I've actually shopped on Black Friday. It was, I believe, about 6 or 7 years ago that I actually went to Walmart. Oddly enough, on Thanksgiving night at about 11 o'clock, because they only had the two items I wanted. A electric griddle that I needed one, and I wanted one for my father for Christmas, and a small countertop fryer. They were on sale for $10 a piece, and they would only be on sale that one night, starting at midnight and until they're gone. I'll not do that again. I'll pay the higher price to wait. I was there at 11 o'clock in the horde that wasn't even lining up. I'd been out on Thanksgiving night a couple of years before to get to get a Blu-ray player for my parents. They were enforcing a line. You would walk up, they would hand you one. If they ran out, they would hand you a rain check. And there were people who were escorted out because they didn't want to accept that they had to wait 3 or 4 days to get the same exact item at the same exact price because they arrived late. There was an older lady standing next to me who wanted a griddle. And I knew she would have been trampled because I was watching people. They were pushing against the employees, trying to push past and get in early. It's not a joke. They had literally spent the day giving thanks for all they had, and now they were almost getting violent to buy an electric griddle at about 75% off. Luckily, this older lady only wanted the griddle, and I told her, go wait by the kitchen towels. I will get it and come to you. I grabbed those 3. I grabbed the Fry Daddy. I got out of there, gave her her griddle, and I walked with her to the checkout and actually walked her to her car. That's how much I believed the people in Walmart would abandon their humanity for cheap crap. Now, granted, it's not crap. I still have the griddle sitting over there. I still cook grilled cheeses on it to this day. But it's not worth that. It's not worth even a free Black & Decker electric griddle for me to give up that spirit of thanksgiving to fight through a horde of people at Walmart or Target or Best Buy. It's not worth it to me, and it will never be worth it to me again. I'm not going to be on Amazon tomorrow or Friday looking at items to buy. I'm going to focus on where we were 380 years ago, how we got through that first winter, who helped us through that first winter, both physically here on the planet and through divine providence by guiding them and urging them to help these newcomers. And I will give thanks for that. I will spend the day with my parents and my nephew. And I will talk to my family somehow. And I will honor the day for what it is. I hope you do too. I hope you have a peaceful, calm, and enjoyable day with your family or with your friends, wherever you may be. For those of you who are living in states like New York or California, where they are issuing orders, for example, in Oregon, you can actually be jailed for a Class C misdemeanor for having too many people in your home. Seems to be a violation of the Fourth Amendment to me, but I'm not Governor Kate Brown. So apparently I'm not privy to the wonderful logic that tells her she can violate that. I would tell you to be very careful, because the people issuing those edicts are very serious about subjugating and controlling anyone and everyone they can. I will be praying for all of you. I hope you have a calm and relaxing and wonderful day. And until next time, have a wonderful day.